Alright, what's up football family? Your boy is back with another piping hot episode of Podcast FB, and trust me, you do not want to miss this one, because today we're diving headfirst into a story that just dropped like a bomb, a rumor that's got the Spurs faithful, and frankly the entire football world asking one huge question. Are Tottenham really about to replace Ange Postecoglou with Thomas Frank? I mean, just when you thought the summer silly season was going to be, well, silly, Daniel Levy pulls out a move that's got us all scratching our heads and buzzing with anticipation. So let's get straight into it. The news broke loud and clear. Tottenham Hotspur have opened talks with Brentford regarding their head coach Thomas Frank. That's right, the man who has done absolute wonders in West London could be making the relatively short hop across the capital to North London. And here's the kicker, my friends. According to the sources, Frank isn't just an option for Spurs. He is their number one target, their primary focus, their top dog. No second, no third choice options, just Thomas Frank. Now, if that doesn't tell you how highly the Spurs board members rate him, I don't know what will. And the feeling seems to be mutual because Frank himself is reportedly interested in taking the job and wants to speak to Spurs. This isn't just idle chatter, folks. Discussions between the clubs over a compensation package are already underway. While Brentford don't want to stand in his way, if he desires a move to a bigger club, don't expect them to let him go on the cheap. They're ready to listen, but they're expecting serious offers. It's also being widely reported that Frank has a release clause in his contract with 2 years left to run, and that figure is supposedly in the region of a cool 10 million. Now, why Thomas Frank, you might ask, and what does this move mean for Spurs, especially after the departure of a fan favorite like Ange Postecoglou? Let's unpack this. First off, there's a pre-existing connection here that's absolutely crucial. Spurs technical director Johan Lange knows Frank well. They've worked together for many years, specifically back in Denmark at Lyngby. This isn't a shot in the dark, it's a move based on a solid relationship and more importantly on data. Lange's recruitment work at Spurs heavily relies on data, and the data on Thomas Frank is understood to be strong. Think about that for a second. The numbers, the analytics, they back Frank as a top tier candidate. And why wouldn't they? This man has an incredible track record at Brentford. Since taking charge in October 2018, he's not only guided the club to the Premier League in 2021, but he's also had them performing way above their budget and resources in every single season in the top flight. We're talking about finishes of 13th, 9th, 16th, and 10th in their 4 top flight seasons. That's phenomenal for a club of Brentford's size. And let's not forget the big scalps he's taken along the way. His Brentford side beat Spurs' bitter rivals Arsenal in his first game in the top flight, then went on to beat Chelsea away that same season. The following season, they thrashed Manchester United and even won away at Manchester City, Chelsea, and Tottenham. This isn't just a coach who can keep a team up. This is a coach who can get results against the very best. Frank himself has shown a pragmatic philosophy, adapting season to season, much like the best managers such as Pep Guardiola. He even admitted that after key players recovered from injury last season, Brentford surged up the table and nearly snatched a European spot. But here's where the analysis gets juicy and where my personal opinion really comes into play. Is this a gamble for Tottenham? Absolutely. According to Sky Sports' Sam Blitz, Frank's appreciation of patience makes this a career gamble. And he's right to say that. Frank is stepping into a club where Ange Postecoglou's shadow success and popularity loom large in the fanbase. Not only that, but the Spurs dressing room was publicly supportive of Postecoglou, with players like Pedro Porro, James Maddison, Lucas Bergvall, and Archie Gray all backing him for a 3rd season. So the new boss is walking into a situation where he'll need to win over not just the fans, but potentially parts of the squad too. And there are genuine concerns being raised. Sky Sports News chief reporter Kave Solhekel highlighted the lack of Champions League experience for Frank, as well as the fact that he hasn't managed a club as big as Tottenham before. That's a valid point. Some fans echo this sentiment, with one asking, what does he want? And another stating that after Ange won silverware, presumably referring to the Audi Cup or similar preseason tournaments, as Ange didn't win a major trophy at Spurs, they expect a winner to be employed, not someone like Thomas Frank. Another fan even suggested Spurs should focus on Edin Terzic, the ex-Borussia Dortmund boss, for his European experience, or wondered why they didn't go for Simone Inzaghi when he was free. Even Frank himself, when asked about his future back in August 2024, admitted he was very happy at Brentford, calling it one of the best football jobs in the world because of the good work environment, owner, and club. He even posed the question, do I like to try something in the future? Maybe, but it's not like I need to try something bigger or better, because what is better, who knows? That shows he's not desperate for a move, which could be a good thing for Spurs in terms of negotiating power, but it also highlights his contentment in a less pressured environment. However, despite these concerns, the tactical flexibility of Frank is a huge plus. He's not stubborn, he's not wedded to just one way of playing. This adaptability could be key to integrating his philosophy with Spurs' current squad. He's also very highly regarded, having been on the shortlist for the Chelsea job last summer and even considered by Manchester United before they ultimately stuck with Erik ten Hag and then appointed Rúben Amorim. So he's clearly a manager that top clubs are looking at. Chris Cowlin, a Spurs fan and podcaster on Sky Sports News, also highlighted Frank's ability to develop players, bring a nice style of play, and his agreeable demeanor in the media. These are all qualities that would certainly appeal to a club like Tottenham looking for stability and progression. So where does this leave us? My take is this: Thomas Frank to Tottenham is a fascinating move. On one hand, you have a brilliant tactician, a manager who has consistently overachieved with limited resources, someone who is clearly respected within the game and who has a pre-existing relationship with Spurs' technical director. He's not afraid to adapt, which is crucial in the Premier League. On the other hand, the jump from Brentford to a club of Tottenham's magnitude, with the immediate pressure of a fan base still reeling from a managerial change and a squad that publicly backed the previous boss, is a mess. It's a massive step up, especially without Champions League experience, which is what some fans are yearning for. But here's a thought: whoever takes the reins at Tottenham will have an immediate chance to win silverware. The new boss will face Champions League victors Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Super Cup on August 13th in Udine, Italy. Imagine a trophy in your very first competitive game in Chara. That's a massive incentive and an immediate opportunity to make a statement. Ultimately, this move feels like a calculated risk by Spurs. They're betting on Frank's proven ability to develop players and exceed expectations, hoping his tactical flexibility can add new layers to their game. Will his patience philosophy survive in the high-pressure environment of a big club like Tottenham? That, my friends, remains to be seen. Alright, football family, that's my deep dive into the potential Thomas Frank appointment at Spurs. What do you think? Is he the right man to replace Ange Postecoglou? Do you share the concerns about his lack of big club or Champions League experience, or are you excited by his tactical nous and track record of overachievement? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Podcast FB for more exclusive analysis, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story as it develops. Until next time, keep living and breathing football. Peace out.